Hi everyone, Elsa here with Justafew Designs, and today I'm going to make this little mini. Okay, it lays really flat, and I thought it would be so great to put pictures of my grandbaby for trick-or-treating, and it wouldn't take up too much space. And even if you made a whole bunch of them, like for different seasons, you could stack them one next to each other, you know, and it wouldn't take up that much, like I said, that much space. So, but it is really simple to make. It's one of those minis that I love because you can make it as complicated as you want, or you can keep it as simple as what I'm going to show you. Okay, so we start with a just regular manila folder, and this is like just the letter size. If you only have the bigger one, the legal size, just cut 3 inches off the end, and then my measurements will work. Very little measurements here. About the only thing you're going to do is you're going to score at 5 1/4, and do it pretty hard so it goes through both. And then you're going to score again at 5 1/2. Okay, so then I'm going to mark them so you can see them. So then you have your 2 score marks, right? So let's go ahead and fold those up. There. So now you have this, and see how my tab's over here on this side? All I do is flip this inside out, and now my tab's on this side, because that's where I want it. That's where the tab is on my book. I don't want it on the front part. I mean, I don't guess it would make a difference, but I want my tab over here on this side. So all I did was flip the folder. Okay, so for this bottom part right here, you're gonna cut out right here, the center. And you're not gonna cut it all the way off, okay? You're just gonna, okay, hold on. You're going to put your ruler on the first score mark, which is your 5 1/4. You can use your scissors, and then you're going to cut the other score mark, the 5 1/2, but you're going to leave it attached. One other thing that you're going to do right here, cut just a little bit off this side. And I mean just a little bit, just a little sliver. You see, I just did very, very little. You see that? And this part you do remove. Do that on both sides. You're gonna take off this very, very little. When you go to fold your paper, this gives you a little bit more space and everything fits nicely. Okay, so now you have this, and tape it up to this top part just to give it a little bit more reinforcement, more stability right there. Okay, so I'm going to use some score tape if I can find the end right here. You can use whatever glue you have available to you. Just something that's going to be permanent. I'm going to run another one right next to it. just like that. So now just bring this up and tape it down, just like that. Okay, that's gonna be where these fold up, and that's gonna be your little spine right there. Okay, all right, so now for the folds, this one right here on your left hand side, you're gonna fold it in half up to where your folder ends right there. So in half. Right there. Okay, and then this part over here, see how it's got that little tab? You fold this, don't do it all the way up to the top. Come down about a 1/4 inch right there and then fold. And that's what's going to make that little pocket. Before we put the book together and we start taping things down, I'm going to shade all the edges, okay? Okay, so now that everything's shaded and we took our marker to do the outside of it, I just put a little washi tape right down the middle. Now that's optional if you just want to let the manila folder show, or you can do it afterwards. I went ahead on this book, I put a piece of the cardstock that I used throughout the book. See, right there. On this one, I just adhered a piece of washi tape. I did that after it was decorated. This one I'm doing before, so when I put my paper over it, it'll cover the edges, okay? And that's just right there on the spine. And by adding that, you're also giving it a little bit more stability, more reinforcement right there. Everything else is going to be done in black. So all you need to do now is start covering. I'm going to adhere a piece of paper right here. To cover this part. And if you've been following me, you know that I am such a rebel. I hate measurements. I fold and cut. I try to avoid a lot of measuring. And even though everything's sitting right here, I can never find anything. Okay, so right there, so I'm cutting that right there. To put right here. Just to cover it. Okay. And I'm going to be using this cement, Elmer's rubber cement. I bought this huge bottle because I use it so much at Office Depot. Okay, and I love this stuff. I love it. So here we go. I have a lot of it covered already, see? I didn't want any of the manila folder to show on this one, which sometimes it looks really pretty. I like, you know, that to show. But, and when I was putting my paper, I'm rounding the edges because I went ahead and rounded everything here also. And all you do is you take it, fold it, and put your rounding tool and just snap, and it'll round it. And then when you open it, it gives you that little indentation right there. But I wanted the paper to go all the way to the edges, and sometimes it's impossible to do that, and then you have problems when you go to band because you have paper there that's interfering with your band. So what I did was I outlined the edges with a black Sharpie. I just came in and did about 1/4 of an inch all the way around each one. So now when I put my paper on the inside of that, it's all black, and that Sharpie really penetrates the paper really good and marks really well. Okay, so that's how I'm getting it to look completely black. Everything looks black by doing that. Okay, but that's completely optional. Okay, so I'm going to continue covering the whole book in black, the inside. Don't cover the backs, the back and the front. Okay, you don't need to mess with that at all, but you do need to do this and these two because those will show, and then this part right here and this part, but not front and back. Okay, so I'll be back after I have everything covered in black. All right, again, I'm still working with black, and I'm just using plain old black cardstock. It's not even really sturdy. I just got it. It's the one that they sell like 25 sheets at Michael's, and but because we're going to keep adding photo mats over it, it will become a little bit more sturdy. Okay, so, and all I did was cut the length of the paper so it's 11, because it's like typing paper size. So I just cut it. I left it at the length, which is like what, 11.5 or 11 inches, and I cut it almost the width of your paper. I went in a little bit smaller. You probably can't see because it's all black, but I have about 1/4 inch all the way around it. And then I'm just gonna make sure that that's one fold right there where it folds, and move this so you can see what I did. I'm gonna fold it up, and then I'm just gonna fold this, the bottom part, whatever is left over. I don't even know what size it is, but after I folded that to match the top of this, wherever I wanted that to be, whatever's left over, I'm just gonna fold in half to right there, just like that. Okay, and then so now you have this. And so many things you can do. You could leave it like this and adhere it to your book so that you have this, that, and that. Or you can do what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna adhere the top part to this part right here, like this, and then have it to where it rolls up on itself. So it's all preference, however you wanna do it. I'm going to go ahead and round the edges. Into a lot more photos, right? You can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you can either put 2 and 2, which would make it 14 photos, or 2 big photos, which make it 12. And that is pretty much it. That is the make of your book. Once again, this thing right here that I just added, this little flap, you can add another one down here and just keep adding photos to it. And you can add another one, 2 more right here, and just keep adding and add. Depends on how many photos and how much time you want to spend on making this. For me, this is all I'm gonna do, because as you can see, that's all I have here on this book. And you can decorate it real pretty, and you can add, and this is just a tag that I added with a brad right here. So I mean, you can add one of these to each one of these and increase your photo space, but this is all I did. Okay, this is what we just adhered, like that. Why doesn't it fit on here? There. Okay, like that. And then when this opens this way, you have this area right here, and then you have this, and there's the camera moving. You have this right here, and then I made a pocket on this part, which would be on your new book. It'd be right here. That's this little pocket right here. So you can put another tag with some more photos, and I just put one photo right there, and then this is the other side. It's your pocket, and then your two sides right here too, where your tags go in on the side. And this is a big pocket that extends from, it starts here and it goes all the way the length of your book on both sides. And that's what we're going to work on next, okay? I pre-cut my my front and back covers already, and if you use the measurements that I use for that, just a regular manila, scored at 5 1/4 and 5 1/2 and fold it over. Mine turned out, my covers are 6 1/2 by 9. Because this chipboard is not as sturdy as I would like it to be, I'm gonna adhere 2 of them together to make 1. Okay, just to give it. Okay, so after you put the paper together, and you might have not had to do that because you might have had really strong chipboard already laying around. I went ahead and covered it. I covered the backs in black. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. Even if you get it where you don't want it, you just scrub it off and it comes right off. Okay, so how you're going to adhere these to your book is that here is your book, right? You're going to adhere this right here at the first. Let me show you. Let's see it. Right here at this first score line. And at the other score line right here. Okay, so these are your 2 score lines, right? That make the back of your book. You're gonna adhere one of these right, you're gonna put it right up to it. And that's where that's gonna go. And the other one, of course, is gonna go right up to the other side. Like that. Okay? And that'll be your book. Once again, whatever you want to do with your let me cut this off. I don't know how that looks. whatever you want to do here, if you want to add the designer paper, I'm going to stick with this and go ahead and put it on there now instead of after. You know, this drives me insane. I'm working with this stuff right here. There it is. And then I can't see it. Frustrates me. Okay. Like there's no fairies of chaos all over my desk. Moving stuff around and they move it so quick, you know, that when I look it's not there, but then when I look again the second time, aha, there it is. Reverse. Okay, so let's see, how much of this do I need? Right there. I want pockets in there, okay? So don't put, unless, once again, unless you don't want the pockets. I want the pockets on the inside. So we're just going to tape this, the bottom part and the two sides. Let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, and you leave this up open, right? So let's make sure it's the right one. Gotta be real sure that that's where it goes, because this tape is not very forgiving. So make sure you put it right at there. Here's the part where I always get so nervous. Okay. There you go. If anything is showing and you don't want it to show, take your black marker and color it in. Love working with black. Okay. You know what? I didn't do that to you. Okay, so let's do this here to cover that up. And we already did it up here. Okay, now let's do the front. This is the hardest part for me. There we go. Ha. We got it. So this is your complete book. How about that? It's really, really easy. Okay, stupid camera. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the process and that you make tons of these, and I will be decorating this on another video because I think this was probably long enough, and so catch part 2 and I will decorate it and you can come work with me. Okay, so thanks for watching. Enjoy it. Bye.